Carlos A. Cook was born in the Dominican Republic on June 23rd, 1913, to James Henry Cooks and Alice Cooks, who were originally from the neighboring island of St. Martin. His education took place mostly in Santo Domingo until moving to New York in 1929, where he went on to higher learning. Cook was known for his love of sports and his expertise in boxing. His intellect was recognized at an early age, and he attended leadership school in the Voodoo Security Society. Cook's involvement in the UIA came as no surprise, as both his uncle and the father was among the many members of the St. Martiners of the Garvey-led organization. He was a key link in history of African Americans nationalism between Marcus Garvey before him and Malcolm X, who he influenced. Cook administered the advanced division of the UNIA after Marcus Garvey was supported. He founded the African Nationalist Pioneer Movement. Cook's philosophical idol, who played an important role in his political life and career, was Marcus Garvey. His exposure to Garvey began as an early childhood days when he was taking the meeting of the Garvey movements by his uncle and father. He went then on to join the Garvey Union and the Universal African Legion. It was said at age 19, Cooks was knighted by Garvey to become a member of the movement. Cooks admired Garvey beyond compare. He regarded him as his selfless and all the thoughts and action throughout his whole life was devoted toward the uplift and improvement of the status of black people in the United States of America. Unlike Garvey, Cooks was very skeptical of W.E.B. Du Bois, whom he regarded as a white hireling of the NAACP. In his work entitled Marcus Garvey, Champion of African Redemption, Cook described Du Bois as an opposition to Garveyism who attacked and ridiculed the movement through his Crisis magazine. Many have accredited Cook's development of the African Nationalist Pioneer Movement, the ANPM, as significantly inspired by Marcus Garvey in the teaching of Pan-Africanism and black liberation. Carlos Cook was to black nationalism what John Coltrane was to the Advent and Grey Jazz, and what Aretha Franklin is to soul music, the prime progenitor among their respective peers. The main difference is the fact during his lifetime, Cook never received any proper recognition. This is mainly because he was denied national coverage by white and black press and was bound by oath not to seek publicity to himself. But since the programs are often persified by his certain individuals and live beyond or die on their respective advocates, we are going to reestablish the truth about our liberation struggle, that our people should know the relevance of Carlos Cook. It was Carlos Cook who coined the phrase "buy black" as an economic sovereign in various African communities throughout the United States of America. It was Cook who first found the so-called title African Nationalist Organization. It was Cook whom the late Malcolm X told many of us that I respect Mr. Cook because he's a real Garveyite, a true black nationalist. Since truth is supposed to be the only way, it was Cook who kept the UNIA red, black, and green tricolor displayed daily and nightly. It was Cook who maintained the African National Legion mentally prepared and physically ready to join the African liberation struggle. It was Cook who continually advocated armed rebellion against the cracker beasts and who viciously murdered our brothers in the States, sisters in the South. Truth is supposed to be on its way. It was Cook who was designated August 17th on the birthday of Marcus Garvey as the first black holiday, official and unofficial. It was Cook who perfected oracle art of street speaking from his staff letter all over Harlem. It was Cook who first formed an independent school compete with courses in Kwasili at the time. It was Cook who defined the difference between black or African as opposed to Negro, and fought to have the latter word abrogated as a racial classification. It was Cook who organized the Universal African Relief and sent tons of clothing and medical supplies to our struggling fellow Africans in Southwest Africa and Angola over 10 years. It was Cook who initiated the concept of natural hair as an issue of racial pride through his AMP Miss Natural Standard Beauty Contest. Cook was the embodiment of commitment without egotism and courage that would not falter or even crumble, even under the constant bombardment of media propaganda meant to destroy the minds of the rich and noble race. So Cook, who's an unsung hero among our people, was the bridge work between Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X. This brother's not really well known, and his organization not really well known because of the scrutiny, and he never really did interviews like that because he strayed away from egotism. But he had an ego, which was self-confidence and believing that he can do what need to be done. Up, you mighty race, up. and accomplish what you will. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Much love to this ancestor. Peace.